Hi friends, my name is Borrodante. Let's finish the Candy Hero. So I decided to go to bed after finishing the previous episode, so now we're all fresh and whatever, so let's start. So we have sword and the shields to take care of on the basic lighting, and then we'll add some cool effects on top, and that will be it. Also grass. So let's blend in some of this darkness. So I changed the settings on the tablet on the way it's processing its pressure, specifically for Photoshop, meaning right now in Photoshop you can see it says firm, but actually it's custom, so I did it this way. So it's really easy to press very slightly, like absolutely minimum pressure, yet still sending the message that you are pressing. I don't know, I found it actually very convenient to have that, because in Photoshop, the way it processes the transparency, the opacity kind of transparency on the brush, it's kind of a bit too strong, like you can't go completely subtle when you're pressing. And now I can go super barely visible strokes, without the need to add the flow transparency to it. So that's kind of really important in this case. Okay, looks legit. Now for the sword real quick. Adding some geometry details with the shadow. Now let's merge all the character after copying it, because we of course want to save the layers for the legacy, meaning for you guys to check it out on PSD file on Patreon page. Now let's add some highlights. So I'm thinking really warm, not really warm, really bright, slightly warm color for the highlights will do good. More or less visible depending on the material and such. And let's start with the face. Yeah, also I was thinking maybe we should make this front area of the hat a bit thinner, because the ears of it are thin now, and this top thing looks kind of odd. Yeah, at least like this, it looks way better. Now let's add some of those highlights on the hat. Maybe potato brush will work better for this. Now, let's think that all the yellow stuff is kind of golden, so this is a metal with metal highlights. And that means that the highlight will be a lot more yellow than on a different material. Golden shorts. This idea feels weirder and weirder with every stroke. Okay, doing good so far. So fixing up some details here and there, making stuff more smooth and finalized. Now let's add some highlights on the arms, on the cyan part of them. And then move on to the shield all the way. We need to add a whole bunch of experiments on the gem part, so we'll figure that out. But for now, let's work a bit more on the highlights on the body. Ooh, the metallic thing on the belt looks kinda cool. I think I did a proper job on diffusing the highlight in this metallic way, like you do the highlight and then you kinda like go away and you smooth it out. Because a lot of the time metal is kind of brushed and that makes this effect. Or even if it's not exactly brushed, it's just not very new, so it has a bunch of super tiny scratches on it, and they usually get really shiny on the metal, so they create this diffusion anyway. There we go, added a scratch. Some photorealistic details. Quality. Now, while I was finishing the highlights, I thought, what if we add a little bit of rim highlights as well? Not everywhere, but some areas could use it, especially the dark ones. Dark materials usually expose the reflection more. So I was thinking like using this color, and wherever the sky color is noticeably brighter than the material, at those places it might reveal itself in the reflection on the very edges of the objects. If the object is brighter or not enough darker than the sky, like for instance the gold, the difference is not that much, then it will probably not really show up. But on the dark hat, that's totally a thing, because the difference is way more obvious. Kinda like that. nice. When the surface is at this angle, like a pretty big angle, and you add the reflection of the background, it kind of increases the effect that it's some surface that's really at the big angle. Kind of a thing. It's pretty even photorealistic. So it's really comfy in the sense that on the bright side, we can play a lot with values and define a lot of details with the brightness. And on the other side, where everything is kind of too dark, more reflectivity is getting revealed because the surface is dark, but it doesn't affect the brightness of the reflection, so it becomes more obvious, and now we define more details only with reflection. He's also colorful, but his shield and sword are such just brown and metal colors. Brutal reality. He's like from the Candyland, but then it's like, okay, we have to go to war. The reality kicked in. I don't know, I don't want to make a sword of candy colors. It feels wrong on so many levels. It's like when they allowed to create games about war, about real people killing real people, but you shouldn't show blood. That's the worst kind of messed up way to go around this, as I could imagine. Like, yeah, you totally can show kids that you can kill other people, but also make sure that they don't see the real outcome about it. Well, that went deep all of a sudden. I'm just painting a candy hero here. No, I'm just saying, I don't think there's anything wrong with killing virtual people in a game. I'm not a huge fan of games about real wars, like actual like American troops somewhere in Iraq or something. I don't know. At least I don't find that exactly interesting to play. But, I mean, that's more or less okay, but show the real horror of murdering then. It's not gonna be better if you just tell people that it's all nice explosions and medals for you. Just saying. Okay, I think this is a cool enough amount of details and everything. Maybe we'll add a couple of something whatevers. But for now, let's concentrate our attention on the gems. And I think later we'll do some grass. No, you know what? Let's do the grass now. Let's keep the hardest part for the end. So, doing some stuff like this. Funny thing about grass. All the grass is growing up, so all of their sides are kind of sideways. Nothing is facing the sunlight. Well, mostly, of course, some of them bend, but... Anyway, that means that the grass is kind of really not very well lit, because it doesn't face the sun. So the point is that all the objects that are kind of like elevated on the surface when you're painting a landscape, most of these objects should be darker than the ground itself. That's kind of an interesting little rule of thumb when adding details on the landscape. I don't know yet what to actually make out of this idea, but worth mentioning. Okay, this looks really repetitive and gross, so let's change to something else. Yeah, I think this will do way better. Cool, now let's work on some gems. I finally cut out the gem part out of the rest of the character, because I forgot to keep it separate from everything else, because I'm stupid. But now, yeah, we can actually work on the gems without being afraid to mess up anything else. Now, let's think. I'm not going to pretend that I know exactly how to render this perfectly, like the very much of refractive kind of transparent precious stone. That would not work out well. So let's simplify, maybe blend in some foggy magic kind of stuff in it so it would look nice, so it would just work more like a jelly kind of material or something. I don't know, let's search to make it look just awesome. That's all we basically need. So I decided to start with a really bright highlight on a face that is presumably facing the sun. So yeah, this brings in some hint on the stone effect, I suppose. And we kind of lack some angle right here, I believe. Yeah. Okay, it looks kind of nice. Not very transparent, not transparent at all, really, yeah. But yeah, for now it's kinda cool. Let's keep searching. I wonder how exactly do we reveal the transparency here. So let's say we grab this green color. Or let's grab the sky color because it's brighter, it makes more sense if it's gonna be revealed better. Or at least like in the first place. Okay, kinda cool looking. Let's add some light effect from it on the character. Mostly just greenish light up here and there. Ooh, let's actually use the color dodge. I think it will work cool in here. I feel like the metallic plate of the shield needs some kind of reflected light from yellow pants or something. It feels like it's too dark. It shouldn't be like that when it's next to a brightly lit object. Maybe some grass reflex would be stronger. Well, no, it actually has that reflex, that's why it's not black. Well, let's add something yellowish, I guess. This is the nearest brightest color. Ooh, some translucency. That'll look cool. But translucency is better off done with lighten mode. Yep, kinda like that, but not that orange. There we go. Cool. Cool, I think we're basically done. I'm gonna make a little break right now, walk around the room, and look at this thing for a while to figure out if I want to change something or if I missed something. That's a good idea. We should add bolts though, and this thing. Okay, we'll do that after a break. Alright, one thing I feel uncool about is the way his white portion of his torso is disappearing on the sky background. So we should fix that. And maybe work a bit more on the grass maybe. Maybe add a tiny bit of a cloud. Let's do that. Yeah, I guess that's it. So let's add some stronger shadow on the white part over here. Oh yeah, looks much better. I wonder if we can add same kind of stuff here. So let's add some of them clouds. Puffy Clouder. Are you still awesome? I don't remember what this brush is about. Okay. I like that. Maybe let's add the shadowy part of it as well. Alright. I think it's time to merge even furthermore. Let's actually merge literally everything. Ooh. Now I want to add some of this on the horizon, like making it really brighter. Really bright at the very edge. Just a little bit. Ooh, let's add some dark edge at the bottom of the grass. Kinda like vignetting, but not exactly. Oh, so much better this way. It's like framed a bit nicely. Okay, I think we're actually done here. Yeah, well this was pretty awesome. He looks like Deadpool now with two swords. Crap, I forgot about the tiny details on the metallic holder, the bolts and such. Let's quickly add those then. Oh yeah, much nicer this way. Didn't miss anything else? Nope, doesn't seem like it. Okay, fine, let's glorify everything with glow. A lot of artists use like super saturated color for highlights like this, like jamming it to the right, to the end, to create this very rich glow effect, like everything has this golden shininess. Well, it's actually, it doesn't look very correct. I used to like doing it like this as well, but recently I noticed that a properly balanced saturation for glow is actually working out way better. I decided to even switch to linear dodge to make the shining parts even brighter themselves, like the surface will become will start look like it's brighter itself to kind of justify the shine. Okay, this is golden metal, so it should have this rich glow now. Cool, awesome. Well, this was a lot of fun. Thank you very much, Morgan Winter C, for your submission, and we'll continue our Overpaint series as soon as possible with the next submission. So yeah, gonna be a lot of fun. I think it should be like a constant series that we always do. So yeah, submit your works under this video or on Patreon if you want to go first. And I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe, tell a friend, have a candy, do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! Oh my, this is a way prettier change than I thought of it in this last episode. Nice! Kind of a paradise rendering. Well, since you're still here, let me show you a trick with my tongue. Can you do that? I bet you can't.